In the 20th century, there was a disease so deadly that even doctors and nurses refused to go near it. Patients were left to die, abandoned in hospital wards, until a group of Black nurses stepped up when no one else would. They called them the Black Angels, and their story is one of the greatest acts of courage in medical history. In the early 1900s, tuberculosis was a death sentence, highly contagious with no cure, spreading like wildfire in places like New York City. Hospitals were so desperate that they built entire sanatoriums just to keep infected patients away from the public. Sounds like COVID. One of the worst hit places? Seaview Hospital on Staten Island, a place so infamous that white nurses refused to work there. They were terrified of catching TB, so patients were left to rot, starving, suffocating, and dying alone. And that's when the Black Angels arrived. These were African American nurses, many of them were from the South. They came to New York looking for work, but found themselves in the one place that no one dared to go. They weren't given a choice. They were assigned to Seaview because as Black women, they were seen as disposable. But instead of running, they saved lives. For over 20 years, these women risked their own health to treat TB patients. They held their hands, wiped their brows, and gave them dignity when the world had abandoned them. And the craziest part? They weren't even given proper protection. No masks, no gloves, just their bare hands and a sheer will to care for the dying. And their sacrifice? It changed the world. Because guess what? Seaview is where the scientists finally discovered a cure for tuberculosis. The same hospital where people were left to die became the place that saved millions. And it was only possible because of the Black Angels. They refused to let their patients be forgotten. These women were called angels, but make no mistake, they were warriors. They fought disease, racism, and the fear that kept others away. They saved lives and changed history. And yet, where are their statues? Where are their awards? Black women have always been on the front lines of America's battles, whether it's war, injustice, or disease. But somehow their names always get left out of the history books. Not today. Not anymore.